What is good about NASCAR?
The competition on the racetrack. They It's the crown jewel of stock car racing. It still is, has been, since the 60s, 50s or 60s. And it's an opportunity for a lot of people to realize their dreams, which is work on big time race cars and race teams.
I asked Chip Ganassi one time when I was working for that NASCAR race day show. We had Chip Ganassi on. I said, Chip, you've won all these Indianapolis 500s. You're the greatest IndyCar owner, second to Roger Penske. Why do you want to be NASCAR? Chip Ganassi kind of gave me the same answer you did. He said, because NASCAR is where the show's at.
Yeah.
I like it. So he's right.
He's right.
What is good about NASCAR?
Well, you look over this last 75 years of where it started and where it's at now. I mean, it's incredible. It's the largest form of motorsports in the United States. So to see all the great drivers and now be a part of that 75.
Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you. You sit there and when you get older, you start looking back at the big picture of everything. And you look at what Bill Sr. did and what Bill Jr. and Brian and now Jim France and Ben Kennedy. I think the world of Ben Kennedy. I don't always agree with him and we don't always get along, but I really respect Ben Kennedy. I think he is the future of NASCAR. I think he will carry this sport for the next 50 years easily.
Yeah, Darrell Waltrip, I'll end it like this. Darrell Waltrip said, hey, listen, just because I complain about NASCAR doesn't mean I hate them. I love them.
Right.
The thing that people got to remember, no matter how happy or sad you are with NASCAR or racing in general, it's still my life. Like, I love it. I love racing. I love NASCAR and the things that I've been able to do in NASCAR racing and the things that it has granted me to the way to live my life and do the things that I do. Why should I ever be mad about that? Right. Like, right. I get it. Like, they run their business, you run your business, and I'm going to have an opinion, but unless it's mine, like, I have no right to tell you that that's the exact way that you should do it. I have an opinion. Yeah. I think we all have an opinion, right? Of what's better or what's worse and whether they listen or don't listen. But really the goal this year was to be competitive, but tell that story. How do we have fun with it and tell the story of 30 years of racing and 23 years in the Cup Series, and fortunate to have a lot of success, and let's celebrate it. Like, I would have never done that before because I was worried about, how that would be perceived.
What is good about NASCAR?
What is good about NASCAR? I would say the good is what I love about is they are there. They are still there. They're still there. They're still putting on a great race, great show, week in and week out. I think that through COVID, that it could have been, man, it could have gone that way, but instead they took it. They kept making it happen, and they made it happen. And so the commitment that they have, the leadership, Ben, Jim, Lisa, on down the line, and then obviously O'Donnell, Phelps, and everybody below that. But that whole leadership thing, the decisions that they made through that, and I think that they also, as much as I say, I wish this car was this, wish it was that. I remember standing down there in turn one at Watkins Glen and talking to Jim France, and we were looking at an IMSA car go by, and he had, like, in my head, he said something like, these cars need to look like that instead of these whoppy jaw cars, I'm like, we are getting kind of whoppy jaw. Everybody's all roofed over and all quarter panels. So, but they know how to make it work. Okay. Again, the times are different, but they know how to make it work. They know how to make the show work. They know how to make it all, people get there, the race happens, and it all works. It all works. So what's great about NASCAR is they love it, because it'd be easy for them to have said, okay, I mean, it's not as
How
something.
many times could they have sold? My God, that rumor, I mean, they could have sold it 100 times.
Yeah, but instead, you know, even though the racer might go, God, I wish they wouldn't have done that, but they see a different version. They're not at 30,000 feet, they're at 50,000 feet, and they see it as a whole, and we just look at it like that. And so I think NASCAR, you know, as much as I can say, oh, I wish they'd have done this, you know what? I probably couldn't do no better. They're doing a great job. And week in and week out, there are so many people that, you know, are employed by it, make money at it, and fans still enjoy it. They still get everything they can get out of it, and it's watched on TV all over the world, and people go to the races week in and week out. So, you know, what else can you ask for? And they could have easily, like you said, they could have sold it, or they could have made decisions that hurt it instead of really just keeping it going and keep making it better.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the perfect storm. They've weathered the storm. Wow, you and I. Well, Bobby, listen, we're coming to an end, and I want to say that this is my opinion. You and I were blessed because we were in the greatest time in NASCAR history. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yep.
The stats show it. 1985 to 2006. 400,000 people in the stands at the Brickyard, 250,000 people in the stands, you know, at Charlotte. But, buddy, those days are gone.
Here's my thing on NASCAR, Kenny. It's been so good to me. Yeah, I'm telling you, the Earnhardt family was so good to me. The France family was so good to me. Bruton Smith was so good to me. I owe it to the sport, Kenny. I want to leave the sport better than it found me. And if I can do it by SRX, or I can do it with Ashley and Megan and Michael, the people here, the guys in the shop, Ridley and Bronson and Rusty, like, I just want to make a difference. Like, It's been so good to me, Kenny. I've been one of the most blessed of men. Like, I don't take this lightly. And when you're younger and you're running around full throttle, you do take it too. Sometimes we even get arrogant, and I was. Sometimes we get rude. But my heart's filled with gratitude right now, because how many people get to do what they love and they actually get paid to do it? Like, now, you know what I want to do, Kenny? I want to do what you're doing, and you and I have talked about it in private. I want to give back.
Yeah.
So that's why you have the Kenny conversation, right?
Yeah.
You want to make it better. So if you ask a question about NASCAR or SRX or IndyCar, you're not being critical. You're wanting to grow the pie, right? You're wanting to make this thing better.
Yeah.
And I love our ownership group. I love our drivers. I just want to make everything better. That's all.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning wanting to do that.